Congratulations on another week of being on SmartphoneFIT. And I'm sure if you're like me and like anybody else, each week you discover something about yourself. You find that for whatever reason you were able to pick up a lot of the lessons that I was sharing during that week, or you found that you didn't do anything, nothing. You were like, I've been so busy, I'm not paying attention, I don't have time, blah, 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 whatever it is. That's what this whole course is about. The course is meant to interrupt what you would normally do, because most of our life is very robotic. It's like, if you really think about it, almost every single week we do the same kind of things, we do the same kind of work, we have the same kind of habits, we eat the same kind of foods. And the whole purpose behind SmartphoneFIT, about, really the idea of what this book is about, is it's to get you to start to break out of the robotic habits you probably had in your life. And the greatest thing is with that smartphone, of even the simple act of taking a picture of your food, all of a sudden you start to stop and interrupt something that you're doing, and it gives you a pause to really become more aware of what you're doing. So as I mentioned to you, the first few weeks especially, we're really dealing with awareness, consciousness, how mindful you are to what's going on in your everyday life. So for this week, ending this week and kind of coming into the weekend, I want to share with you two very powerful things that I've learned over time, and I think it's really going to be helpful, because this week is all about truth and really being honest with yourself. It's not right or wrong. I'm going to keep beating that into your head. The whole purpose of this is not right or wrong or whatever. It's about awareness. So here's something I want you, I'll attach this to the email so you can have this if you want to put this up somewhere, put it on your refrigerator. But every day we start at zero. Literally, every single morning we get a do-over. And then if you take it to the next degree, every moment we start at zero. Meaning you have an opportunity to just not think about all the things that you have to do, like week 7, week 8, what I'm going to do next year. When you do that, it wears you out, and it's impossible, because that's why it's like, why am I going to do this? I'm going to fail. It's just not going to happen. So that's why we fall apart. We worry about everything besides the next moment. And so I'm working with you to get you more conscious of what is that next moment. Another way to look at this is a really cool way to look at this, is a model that I kind of did here, and like I said, I'll attach this as well. Most of us are living with what I call the weight of our past. So it's all of your thoughts, all of your thinking, all your can'ts, all your fails, all of whatever I couldn't do. And then here's what happens. See this is like a little filter here, a little breakthrough as it comes. So there's like one bite, or there's like one day, or there's like 1 week or 1 month. It's like somewhere in here, you already in your mind, from the weight of your past, are going like, I know, why am I even doing this? Because sooner or later what's going to happen is like, there's going to be one bite, I'm going to do something wrong, forget it, everything falls apart, or I can do it for a day or a week or a month. It's like you already believe this now. That's been the issue for your entire life. You've been believing, like, that's been the evidence. It's the weight of your past. So you got this bar, you got this barrier. There's this whole future here that's like brilliant, and it's like, blank sheet of paper. You can do anything you want. But what happens is the weight of your past is like squeezing everything up against this barrier, and your future's so dim and not possible, because you keep thinking about it in this big, enormous, like, when I get here and when I do this and da-da-da-da-da-da, somehow I'm going to be better. Well, that's when I told you about the idea of really thinking about your self-image, your self-talk. You need to get it now, not at the end of 2015. It's just not going to happen. You need to get it now and know that you're never going to be perfect with it, because otherwise we're going to keep being the prisoner of our scale, waiting for this to magically change each single week. It's like somehow, like, you're praying that's going to happen. But the truth of the matter is, you know whether or not you were doing what you needed to do, whatever that plan is, whether you're on Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, XYZ, doesn't matter. Because if you're on some plan that has a caloric formula or a nutritional formula to it, it's meant over time to be able to help you lose weight in some shape or form, okay, if that's your journey, if that's what you're doing. But same thing with this, whether your measurement, whatever that is, it's not going to matter unless you are actually starting to be honest with yourself. So that's why they say, I think my head's a little bit bigger than 6 inches. Yeah, sort of. I got like an 8-inch head here. I got a very large head. It's the 6 inches here between your ears. That's the issue. It's not your scale. And it's not the food, and it's not the exercise. And I know you're going to probably get sick of me telling you that, but that is the point of this. You have a plan. You have every piece of nutritional thing. I get books out here all over the place. Everything you can think of, from intuitive eating to Thin for Life to the calorie myth, eat to win to lose. I mean, a million of them. They're all great. There's always good information. But the books don't do it. It's that 6 inches between your ears and your willingness to literally understand that every single day you're starting at zero. And if you can really get that every moment you're starting at zero, so that when this little thing happens here, or you have one bite, or somebody says, hey, just taste this, or whatever, you don't go in that crazy downward spiral where the whole entire world falls apart and you go through this craziness that you've been living most of your life. So, you've been on Smartphone Fit for 2 weeks. To some extent, you've at least paid attention to it. If you haven't read the book, try and see if you can read the book now, okay? If you haven't used your phone to take pictures, maybe try that. Just start where you're at, and don't beat yourself up, but literally start where you're at today, in the next moment, over the weekend, and let's see what happens for you setting up for next week. And as far as the Zoom call last night, I don't know what happened. Internet gods that blew up. I apologize about that. But you know what? That's what happens to life too. It's like anything, best laid plans of mice and men. I'm on it. I'm going to figure it out. And the spirit of how I'm here to be here for you guys, you can email me, you can text me, whatever. I'm here. But be there for yourself. So have a great weekend. I'll be back in touch with you guys, and I will see you on Monday morning with my next video, which will set you up for a powerful week 3. Have a great weekend.